And we're back with 3 games in 3 minutes. Darren Gladstone, senior editor for Games for Windows magazine, is joining us again. He's back from his assignment in Austin, but we'll talk about that another time. But let's get right into it. Stranglehold's the first one up. It's on all platforms. Give us a rundown.
Okay. Well, I'm a big fan of John Woo movies, mostly because of the what I like to call gun porn. It's just like this crazy violence and just it's over-the-top action everywhere. So Stranglehold is a spiritual sequel to Hard Boiled. So if you've ever seen the movie, it's right there. I mean, basically, it picks up right at, well, a little after. So it feels like an Unreal Engine-based movie, and it's about as long as 2 movies. It's a fun game. It isn't the best-looking game. There's some like it's a little rough around the edges, and the multiplayer, well, it isn't the most fun in the world. You see, like, I have this one joke I've noticed while I was playing it. So like, they built this thing into the game where part of the John Woo movies is like tequila, Chow Yun Fat. He walks into anything. He'll run across tables. He'll swing across chandeliers. All this crazy like acrobatic stuff.
So there really isn't much of a storyline to it?
No, there very much is a story, and it's actually produced in like the camera angles and the cutscenes. It does kind of feel like you're watching a movie, but it's a good and a bad thing. Where BioShock felt like you were walking through a movie and experiencing or a good story. Here it feels like you're still a participant, but not as much as.
Okay, well now let's move on. For a PS3 only title, Heavenly Sword. Now, could this possibly be the signature for the PS3?
It's Goddess of War. I mean, if you played God of War on the PS2, it's a fun game, and this is like, it looks good. It has the story is pretty well done. I mean, they actually have some good like voice acting, and the cutscenes make sense. And it's a lot of that button mashing flurry of just like racing around. It's very Asian inspired. So like as you're playing this, you can definitely see those moments as you're doing counter moves. It's a very complex move system. I mean, it's obviously there's basic button mashing, but like if you time a counter move right, you can grab somebody and go into any number of crazy death moves.
So let's move on to our final piece, and that is Night Stories. Can you give us a rundown of what it is and what people are doing with it?
Okay, well, Night Stories is actually, it's not just a game. It's on the surface, it looks like a very simple 2D game. You go left and right, you jump, whatever. I remember I downloaded this, figured, I'll just check it out for a minute or two, and I swear to God, after 5 minutes, actually not 5 minutes, I thought it was 5 minutes, and it turns out it was a half hour went by. And it's addictive. It's just a very simple tribute to the good old days. You run, you jump, you get power-ups. The game comes with a tutorial and a 1-level story. Basically, every level is a self-contained story, and you can make them as large or as small as you want. And then it also comes with a level editor, and that's the cool part of this. So you have a fun little game already built into it, but it opens up this whole. I mean, a lot of people will talk these days about user-generated content. Basically, creating free levels, extra stuff. It's been around forever, but here's a great freeware game you can get right now, and then there's also a whole load of additional content that people are putting up online and sharing with the rest of the community.
Thanks. Good to have you back.
Good to be back.
And that'll do it for this week. We've got Stranglehold and Heavenly Sword out for the PS3. Stranglehold is going to be everywhere, and then finally some independent gaming for you. Night Stories. We'll have the link up on the website. Enjoy them. Back to you guys.
Tell me, Nariko, do you know how to die?